Oh, give thanks unto the Lord, for he is good. His mercies are everlasting, and his truth endureth unto all generations. Welcome, guys, to another edition of PM Partners in Marriage. I'm one half of the team, John Godbolt.
And I'm Vertel Godbolt.
And it's always a privilege and a pleasure to be able to come your way and share with you nuggets that we found works in our marriage and challenges that we know works to make life better as well. Now, before we get into our topics this session, I'd like for you to go to our website, www.partnersinmarriage.com. When you get there, peruse through it. We got all kinds of information there. Great looking videos and information that would help people make a better choice in marriages. And even if you were wondering, should you get married? Are you ready for marriage? And questions, those sorts of things. And of course, we want you to know, we love doing workshops. We can do those for you. We can do speaking engagements and Q&As if you want to. Find the information on our website. We got our event planner. She's on there. And you can call us at 910-206-2576. That's 910-206-2576. Okay, now we're going to spend this time, we're going to take a risk, and that is we're going to talk about how we messed up to get to where we are today. Is that right?
The way we handle, our money.
Yeah, everything we deal with, all four topics for these sessions are going to be dealing with. The first one is how we handle or mishandle money. A lot of times people assume that because they see us after 51 years of marriage and she looks so great and he seems like he just loves us so much. We've always loved each other, but we had some bumps in the road.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes.
Maybe even some potholes. But nonetheless, we've got better by them, and that's what we want to talk about. So with this session today, we want to talk with you about how we, more so me, mishandled money than my wife. Okay, but we're going to talk about it. And I told her I wanted to talk about this one because I came into the marriage with faith, believing God. Maybe some of you guys don't have that problem, okay? Not a lot of money, education, but I had a different view of money. I didn't understand money, but I thought that if I had faith and God was going to do this, and I've learned that there's a difference between faith, foolishness, and presumption. And I was in the middle between faith and presumption, just foolish. But I've learned something about money. And so what we had to do was figure out how to make it work. So help me with this, because you were the one who kind of helped me understand, wait a minute, let's handle the money a little differently. Because after a couple of repossession of a vehicle.
Yes. Well, I guess maybe our foundation was as far as money is concerned, was very, very weak. Because my dad and mom were not educated per se. Daddy, it was so many of us, and so my dad worked so many years, more than one job, and mom had so many children till she could not work because it was she had a baby in her hand and one around her legs and some, all of that. It was 15 of us, and I'm the oldest.
No twins, no triplets.
None.
Single birth.
Single births, 15. And so when you come from an environment like that, and my daddy was a pastor as well, and Bay says that he had faith and presumption and foolishness in the middle. Well, I guess I did too, to some extent, because I believed God. I pay my tithe. I pay my offerings. I give. Surely God is going to bless us, and He's going to do this and that. But it did not work like that all the time. I had a job. He had a job. And then he said, I feel like God is calling me to ministry. And then, you're jumping out of the boat while it's floating along.
Trying to walk on water.
And God didn't say do it like that.
Exactly.
And so that's where the presumption came in.
And that's the part for me personally as I go back to this. Now, guys, we're talking about 45 years ago, basically, okay? But I need you to know that by not understanding money, we came into this faith walk kind of like a child, maybe 3 or 4 years old, thinking that because the parents got something that they can get it any kind of way, but not understanding the work behind building faith, not understanding that we didn't have education of investing money or understanding that, okay, yeah, God probably told me to go full time. If I had the mind now and went back to that day, I probably would have said, okay, yes, God wants him to do this, but let me pray about
When?
how and when.
Yes.
I know the why and the who, but how and when to do this rather than jumping out there. So that's why I say you're a great woman. You hung in there behind all of this. And in the process, I mean, really got a van by faith. No, income tax. Income tax money came in. How many of you guys ever did that? Income tax money comes in, and then I got the down payment for the van, and I was going on trips to doing revivals, evangelizing. Yes. It was great, but I was not organized enough. So after a few months, the van got repossessed.
Yes, because if you are evangelizing, everybody does not have the same income at a church. If it's a small church, they'll give you X number of dollars. If it's a larger church, they'll give you this amount. Whereas the bills are constant.
Always constant.
PWC, house payment, all of that. And one check.
Yeah. Well, here's the funny thing now. There were some churches we went to, I love, they pound us. We didn't get a lot of money. We got the pounds.
Yeah, the food.
The food was incredible, but it didn't pay the bills.
No.
So that was one of the issues that we found out. So when I say mishandled, so when money came in, even for those kinds of events, we were so far behind with trying to catch up with house payment, like you said, all the other utilities and just things. And then we got a baby. That's needing things specific. Yes. So then you start to put all those pieces in there. The one thing that I can say, though, through all of this, separation and divorce was never on the table. Never. It was never thought in our minds that, you're not the one and you're not handling this right. We kept pushing through. And somehow or another, 40 plus some years later, here we are.
And I did not verbalize or communicate some of my feelings about it. I just said, well, he is a man of God, and I knew that. And I trusted him to take care of me, and that somehow it was going to work out. And it did. But a lot of times, when you feel something, as whether he felt it or I felt it, I should have verbalized what I felt. And then sometimes if we had talked through it, some of those things could have been alleviated. But because we don't talk about it, we don't communicate about it. So that's a challenge.
And that's the part we're going to come with our next session of communication, miscommunication, and just flat out not communicating. We're going to talk about that coming up. Guys, again, we want to invite you to go to our website. The great information there at partnersinmarriage.com. Call us. We can do workshops, trainings, speaking engagements. You can find the information right there, or even counseling. We got it set up now that we can text with you, get involved with you, email you, and we can do counseling as well. Hey, remember, marriage is not a destination. It is a journey of love.